Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is a series of short videos where we sit and talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment, and you've joined me here today on what is, we're in the middle of such a dry spell here. Literally had one day of rain in July and we're now into August and there's no sign of any, so yeah, it's bone dry up here, really making it tough for what we've planted, and also pretty tough whenever you come up here because it's pretty warm, sweaty, it's hard work, but I have managed to pick a few things. A few things have really loved the heat where other things have struggled, and first thing is just on these blackberry sort of bushes that we've got sort of growing down the side. We've got a ton of these, picked probably double that amount last week as well, so they're really in their prime at the moment, and absolutely tons of them coming as well still. So if certainly, if anyone knows any recipes of what to do with blackberries, then please let me know. Also, the other thing that's loved the heat is our fig tree, which we only planted like 3 or 4 years ago, and this is really the first year where we've actually got some, like, any sort of amount of figs. So yeah, it's sort of 4 there. We had 4 or 5 off it last week, and there's still probably 9 or 10 on the tree still waiting to come through. So yeah, very excited about that. Also some apples as well. Apples very early for sort of apples, but yeah, they're going to be lovely. Looking forward to those. Normally apples aren't nowhere until you're well into September really for apples, but obviously with the heat that we've had, they've loved it. But while that is all very interesting, of course, you didn't tune in to hear about what I've been growing or picking or the weather report. You tuned in for whiskey, of course. And what is the Allotment Dram today? Well, it's actually from one of what we think is one of the best of the new wave of craft artisan distilleries, whiskey distilleries here in the UK, and it's actually the Cotswolds, and it's the Cotswolds Rum Cask Matured. So this forms part of their Hearts and Crafts series. So this is a little sort of hat tip to a gentleman called William Morris, who some of you may recognise the name because he's a very famous craftsman and designer, particularly of sort of fabrics, very much in that sort of Art Deco period. And he actually lived in the Cotswolds for quite a long time, so this is a little hat tip to him. And in this series they basically look at sort of using different types of cask maturation. So in this case it's the rum cask, and as with all the Cotswolds, that everything is made from 100% Cotswolds barley, so it's grown very locally. It's then malted very locally at the fairly legendary place Warminster Maltings, which is a few miles down the road from the distillery. And then in the case of this, they've actually got some French oak red wine barrels, emptied those out, and then filled those wine barrels with Caribbean rum. So you've got a mix of things going on here, in that you've got obviously there's going to be some influence from the red wine that was in the cask before, but then you've got this influence of the Caribbean rum as well. So this is a limited edition, although they don't say how many bottles, unfortunately. Oh, it does. It says it's 3,000 on the bottle. I'm so sorry. Yeah, this came out 3 or 4 months ago, so back in April, something like that. And it's bottled at the natural cask strength, 55.6. It's non-chill filtered and natural colour, and went for around £75. You can still get it. It's exclusive though to the distillery, the visitor centre there, or via the Cotswolds website. So if you like the sound of it, you'll have to check it out there. But yeah, lovely place. Still yet to visit, but we've enjoyed a lot of their whiskies, and only founded back in 2014, but winning lots of awards already. So I think without further ado, we should have a little taste and see what we've got here. So we're going to tread a bit carefully because it is 55.6%. So I always say with whiskies of this strength, you try it first, and then of course you can add some water if you want to. But otherwise, if you don't try it first, how do you know what it's actually like? So we're going to do that. Lovely colour, that sort of vibrant gold colour, and a lovely expressive nose. You've got some obvious sweetness. There's like honey, it's golden syrup, some vanilla. You've also then got some like red fruit. I'm going to say almost like a sort of cranberry, something like that. Got a bit of citrus as well, that sort of orange peel particularly. But underlying all of that is this slightly, and I don't know whether it's the suggestion that there's the rum cask in here, but there are some tropical fruits, and I'm thinking like overripe pineapple. There's definitely a peachiness there, and then yeah, just like a bit of like mango or something, but really ripe and juicy. I think we ought to have a taste. It's very, very enticing indeed. So, as I say, I'm going to tread carefully. The nose hasn't sort of blasted me with alcohol, so maybe the palate is going to do the same. But let's have a go. It's definitely a bit spicier and hotter on the palate, mouth-watering, and that, yeah, the alcohol comes through much more on the palate. But again, you're starting off with a lovely, it's a bit of like crisp green apple this time, but there's also this lovely vanilla, golden syrup, honey. It's quite floral honey, like a heather honey, or something like that. But then you've got this lovely fruitiness, this tropical fruit, these overripe, juicy pineapple, peach, mango. There's a bit of apricot in there as well, and also, yeah, some sort of oaky spiciness, some lovely tannins coming. I guess from the French oak. French oak has quite a decent sort of tannin level, and that's why, you know, it's revered by the French for maturing some of their finest wines and cognacs actually. So yeah, very interesting. I'm definitely needing to have another taste, I think. So cheers, let's have another go. Very, very good. Quite bright, fresh, lovely for you know, lovely sort of summery day like this. But what I'm going to do actually is pour a little bit more. Then I'm going to add a touch of water, because, to say, it is a little bit spiky. So just got my sort of regular water bottle here. So I'm literally going to do. There's no science to this. You know, some people have those little pipettes and, you know, measuring things and all this type of stuff. But literally, you put a drop in. You can then always add a bit more. If you put a load in to start with, then you can't really ever take that back. So we're just going to put a tiny splash in and see how we get on. Then we can always add some more if it's still a little bit hot. There we go. So just a tiny little splash there. Just pop the water down. Now let's see. So yeah, absolutely lovely. It has softened it on the nose actually. As I say, the alcohol wasn't that noticeable on the nose. It's almost a bit more fudgy, toffee-like now, with that sort of, it's softened those tropical fruits as well. So let's have a taste. Oh yeah, that's softened it right down. That's exquisite now. Absolutely wonderful. That's because it's taken away that heat, it's allowing these flavours to really develop and come through. So yeah, very, very good. That would be my recommendation. Just add that tiny splash of water to take the edge off, and it's really opened up really finely. Very, very good that. So yeah, if you're ever sort of in that area, as I say, we still need to go down there. Stourton is the village where the distillery is, right in the middle of the Cotswolds. But yeah, we still need to get there, and it's a bit of shame that we haven't actually, because as I say, we're very, very big fans of what they're doing. They're already winning a ton of awards, so it can only really go in one direction, hopefully. But I think from myself and the Cotswolds Rum Cask Matured, we'll leave it at that. We'll let you get on with doing whatever you were doing before you stumbled across this video, and we will see you for the next Allotment Dram. Thanks for watching, and cheers.